Yep, we can start.
All right, what are we starting with?
Let's start with futures, SPY.
Yeah, it's just futures first. Let's do that.
I drew levels before, baby. Broke down lower.
All right. Wait a second. All right, yeah, futures are tanking, right? So pretty much anyone who's holding calls is likely dead tomorrow. Most call contracts should be down. Yeah, honestly, we could see 3,200 again. That's actually not unreasonable, right? We have a bear flag forming. You guys can see that. Let me get my pencil. Yeah, can you just draw it out for me because I can't.
You can draw. Okay.
I got it. I found my pencil. Yeah, that's a bear flag right there. So you guys see that? So very high chance we actually do fall lower. We could find support down here if it's lying at 3,200. So be careful of that. You can't be careful. We can't control it. But on the upside, we do need to break 3,300 again, just like we did last night, right? So we broke 3,300 overnight. We actually cleared it pretty nicely, and then we gapped back down in the morning. So, cost code.
Where's my?
All right, got it. Yeah. All right. So futures. Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. You know, SPY could be going back down to
4// ES Casa.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So SPY 320 320.5 is not unreasonable, right? So we could see this breakdown here. I would look for a break of 3250 on the downside, and that would put us back in bear territory, confirmed, right? On the upside, like I said, we got to clear 3,300. If we can't clear that, we're gonna have another choppy day. Tomorrow is Friday, so try and get rid of all of your contracts that are expiring tomorrow if you haven't already. Just buy next week's contracts for time if you do want to scalp something. I wouldn't recommend holding anything into next week, given that the election is on Tuesday. But just buy time on your contracts so your premiums don't drop as much in case you make the wrong move. So, yeah, I expect tomorrow to be the choppiest Friday we've ever seen, to be honest. So
if somebody, some calls are expiring on November 20th or something, that would be okay, right? To hold on.
Right. I mean, you're not going to get much premium if you scalp something expiring so far out, but you also lose a lot less money if the trade turns against you. So if you have a plan for a trade November 20th, then that's different. Like if you want to play earnings or something else. But if you're scalping, next Friday's contracts are ideal. And if you scalp SPY tomorrow, try and scalp Monday's contracts and not Fridays, unless you want to play same day expiration. But that's very risky. Anything can happen.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Let's look at Apple. All these earnings, so like I predicted, all these companies did get destroyed earnings. Not because of bad reports, but just because I've seen a lot of weakness in the charts, and it was about time it broke down, right? Yeah, Apple's sitting at, what is that? What's Apple sitting at?
110.
110 right now.
All right, so got a bit of a rebound. Apple needs to hold 111.25 to remain somewhat bullish tomorrow. Below, this broke down all our levels, so we got to find new lines now. You guys can short Apple below 108.5 and take it down to 107.1. That's it. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's a weird line to watch. So 108.5 is critical support on Apple. Yeah, anything below there, start shorting it. Yeah, the stock can easily find its way back down to that 90 range. All right, it's a huge double top forming. It's coming straight down. I do think we might get one more bounce. If you zoom in over here for a second, let me just check something out. Yeah, it's possible we actually do get one more bounce back up and reject this that level right there at 111.75. And if we do get a rejection there, that's actually more confirmation. But it'll just respect this price channel a little bit better instead of just falling straight out like that. So that's something to watch out for. Just watch for a bounce, draw trend lines on your charts and watch for a bounce in that area. But still respect your lines of support and resistance, right? Trend line plus support and resistance lines give you very, very little room to make mistakes. So, like for example, if you have a trend, if you have like, just for example, if you have like a ton of horizontal lines like this, and you have trend lines coming down, and your stock is trading here, you have a lot of time to like figure out if you should be getting in a trade or not, right? So you guys can. It's kind of hard to explain on screen. All right. Let's do Facebook. All right. I'm not really sure what's going to happen about Facebook right now.
They were all over the place in after hours. They went back up to like 280 and came back down.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it went up crazy.
It was up to 290, I think.
Yeah, I see that. Same thing goes. Just draw a price channel. All right, that's a pretty good price channel to draw. Watch for it. It's in a bit of a downtrend right now, slightly. It says watch for it to keep bouncing off. I don't think we're going to see those top levels anymore. Like, I don't think we're going to see this for a while if we are in a bear market. But Facebook has been holding pretty well, and all these ad companies have been holding up. Facebook isn't really affected by the pandemic, so. However, any lockdowns, you guys are paying attention to the news. All these European countries have these lockdowns. Things could start getting really ugly in the United States. I think there's data coming out about Biden. UPS said they found stuff about Hunter Biden, and we're gonna
DOJ also just confirmed this evening that there's been an open investigation since 2019.
On Biden.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Amazing.
Not DOJ. FBI did. FBI came out and said it's been open into money laundering with Biden and his associates.
It's fun. All right. Well, any stuff like that will move the markets, and it's not going to be positive. So, we are heavy in puts right now. I think we're holding pretty much all puts right now, and I think we have Zoom calls. So,
you see this? You see this head and shoulders right here? Sloppy drawn, but you see it.
Yeah, it's a bad sign. It is after hours, so we can put less weight on it, but it's still there nonetheless. Facebook was very active after hours, so just play the same levels. This 271.8 level has been very kind to us, right? We always get nice clean breakouts over there. You guys can short that back down to 270. I wouldn't wait for 268.82 in case we bounce. Facebook loves to just find levels to bounce off of sometimes. So we could see a little bit of bounce here before continuing our downtrend. And 267, anything below there, that's going to hit 264.5 on my chart. So that's going to tank if we do tank. All right, but like I said, things were a bit oversold. I think the earnings, these companies did well on earnings, so I do expect a bit of a bounce. If we have any hint of a green day tomorrow, which I highly doubt, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a good level.
Yeah. 64.5, yeah. All right. Let's look at what was next.
Neo.
And Neo, see that? I told you guys yesterday to grab Neo at the break of 27.6, and I believe we had new levels posted in the morning, right?
Yeah, I gave out levels. I was on mobile. I didn't draw it on mine.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, I took those. I made money on Neo.
Yeah, good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Many clean plays on Neo here, right? So,
Yeah.
You don't have much to draw. Yeah. So a lot of puts came in on the options flow for Neo. Just be careful. I wouldn't chase this too far. Yes, we did get a huge upgrade, but I don't know if it's gonna continue running up. You guys can possibly draw. Nah. you got to see where it retraces, right? If you guys draw your fib lines, you can use this as the start of the move. Sorry, down here, that can be the start of the move, and then use that as your retracement line, and you can find new levels that way. So.
Yeah. What about this level here? This bottom here. And then,
Yeah, that's the retracement level I was talking about.
You can use that as a break below, and then you can scalp
Yeah.
puts
From there. That's a there.
here. Yeah, the little humps.
Be kind of careful around there. You might get some chop. But yeah. If this stock does tank, try and get a bounce off this level, 29 level right there. Looks pretty good. Yeah.
So can we play puts on it yet or not yet?
I wouldn't play puts on it unless you see it crossing these levels, right?
Okay.
So pull up a 3-minute candle chart and wait for it to break below any of our lines that we've drawn. So if you want to take notes on these levels, there they are.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. I'd wait for 32.3 is a good line to watch. Neo doesn't have that many false breakouts, thankfully. At least it hasn't had it in the past. So I'd say 32.3, 32.4 is a great line to grab calls. And again, use your Fibonacci extension to try and find levels of where to take profits, right? So I can post a Neo chart if you guys need some help finding levels after all-time highs. That's not too bad. All right. But yeah, this stock should continue to run with either candidate. A lot of price upgrades. They will have earnings coming out in a month or so. So we'll see what happens, right? I don't think this stock is overextended. So I would like to see it back down to at least that 28 or 29 level. But, I'm not sure when that'll happen.
That was some massive profit taken, into a bear flag. But it seems like healthy profit taking given all things considered, right?
Right. Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's move on to
Tesla.
What's that? Tesla? Actually, second video. No one played Tesla today.
Yeah. Tesla's
video.
junk.
All right, video. Okay. It is. Let's see. Yeah, NVIDIA has a huge gap to fill, right? It's about time this price channel started, right? So all the way up right there. And now we're looking at this price channel all the way down, right? So I do think we're going to continue heading down in the downtrend since tomorrow, as of right now, is very bearish. So anything below 504 should print 498. But I do expect us to meet heavy resistance at that 512, 510 level, right? 508.5 is also a very important line on NVIDIA. Had a lot of trouble crossing that yesterday. So we'll see what happens, right? The reason I called puts in the morning, we want to zoom into today real quick. So I'll show you.
Yep.
Yeah, can you zoom in here? Thanks. All right, yeah. So I called puts. So SPY was actually tanking and it didn't look good. NVIDIA was a little bit over on the morning, so I was trying to scalp puts. It didn't clear that prior resistance from the that was the intraday resistance from yesterday. So I thought it would be a rejection and we'd be heading down, right? And normally I didn't think it would keep running. This was part of the SPY bull run earlier, so I don't really count this as part of anything, right? But I did say to cut it above 523. I'm holding it still, and a lot of us are, like down 80% of these contracts. So I will be looking to cut these. I did know that NVIDIA would come down and tank later, but I didn't think this run would happen. So this is actually what destroyed our premiums. I mean, we were already like halfway down on our contracts by this point, but now that we've come down just as hard, I actually do expect us to revisit this bottom level very, very quickly, right? If we reach this level quickly in the morning, we should actually print some money, and it might be like 10% gain or 20% gain at the most, right? If we find support at 512 and we can't break below it by like 12 o'clock, just cut them for a loss. It's not worth it, right? Because even though we entered here,
so you're saying don't necessarily sell at the bell then, if we're down there.
Yeah, we see how it opens, right? We gotta see what pre-market looks like. Obviously, if Nvidia is like opening up here, then just get rid of it. It's not worth it, right? We got Nvidia around here, and in the morning, if we even open like around here, we still might be down on our contract or break even. So hopefully we tank tomorrow. But it was a good call with a good idea, bad entry. That's all. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
One thing I just wanted to point out as well is, with the RSI, another really great tool to use, and it really should be used in all of your trading, especially intraday and scalp. But you'll notice the rejection levels here really coincide with the true rejection. So if you would have watched previous rejection level there, then you would have already had a great idea where this down channel would have started. At this next zone. This was the second rejection, which is always a stronger sign that the stock is not going to continue up and it's going to actually change trend. So we had it, multiple times right at this level. So right above 70, probably 72, boom, rejection, downtrend.
Yeah.
And then,
Yep.
weaken in volume, and then up bear volume. Yeah.
Cool. All right. What's next?
So,
Someone asked about AMD. We'll check SPY, IWM, and VOO. We'll do that. Let's check AMD. Yeah, I scalped AMD puts briefly. I just saw an opportunity. I think it's one of these dips right there. We got one of those.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, AMD below 76, 75.5. You guys can short that. Yeah. You guys can short that below 75.5.
Yeah.
Calls above 79.5 is a good line to watch for calls. Take profit at 80. Don't hold on to this for very long. I have to see what happens with the stock. It is down after hours, as is everything else. So, when pre-market opens, just chart the highs and lows and pay close attention to where we rejected that level yesterday. Today at least, and pay attention to this high, right? Those are going to be your first lines you draw for pre-market scalping, right? Or for like the scalping at the bell, right? So you draw those lines, and then let's say this is pre-market. Let's pretend this is pre-market, right? These are going to be your lines to watch, right? So if we open below here, we're going to look for a bounce off this line. So if we go down here, we look for a bounce off that line, and then we take profits at this line, for example. And if we open here, we're going to look for a bounce off that line and probably take puts down to this line, depending on how the market reacts, right? So, it looks pretty bearish right now.
You also want to look at what Nvidia is doing, because it always follows the same patterns. If you look, the chart's pretty damn similar.
Yeah.
Semiconductor.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. A lot of volume on the sell side. It's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. SPY. We did SPY already, right?
Yeah.
SPY. All right. So SPY sold off. We're actually right back where we started. So a lot of calls came in on the option flow here and here. A lot of calls even came up around here at the very end of the day. I think this candle was the result of those calls because everything got dumped after hours. Again, we have to see how we open pre-market. But, if you guys look right here, the selling is slowing down on SPY. So if we can find support up here, that would be beautiful. But we'll likely find support at 326. And that will actually give us room to bounce off the 328 level and test new lows. All right. Below 325, we have a large gap to fill on the downside. SPY is primed for a drop sooner rather than later, right? So I got you guys those hedge calls, those IWM puts, and SH, the ETF that short the SPY. I got you guys in early for November 20th because I don't want to get caught on a day like this again, right? Because I've been discussing this. I've been thinking about getting those puts around here. I never actually got in. I said I'd wait one more day, and we got caught here. So now we have to dig ourselves out of this hole and position ourselves in the event of another market crash, right?
Also draw a channel.
Yeah, kind of broke out of a price channel. So Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's check IWM. VOO. I think someone asked a question about this.
That's Homer.
Yeah, it's just an ETF that tracks the S&P 500, right? So you can buy SPY, VOO. There's a couple others. I think Vanguard has a few others. There's one from Dow as well. It's just going to do what SPY does, so it's not like good or bad. I mean, always ETFs do track slightly different companies and have different percentages of holdings in these companies. As a long-term stock, I think it's a fantastic ETF to buy. I think all ETFs, for the most part, most ETFs, for the most part, are good long-term, unless they're too focused in one sector, like oil, for example, which could crash potentially. I don't know. So, yes, S&P has picked 500 companies to track. Most of the Fortune 500 companies are in there, among others. Yeah, if you want to buy this, I would wait until it breaks down a few more levels just to get it cheaper. But long term, this only goes up, right? So the market only goes up long term. So I think you should have no issues holding this for 10, 20 years. All right. Netflix. All right, we can do Netflix. All
You
right.
say 10,
Congratulations.
20 years?
Yeah, or longer. Like this, I mean, the market.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
He said long term, right? So we can do Netflix.
Sure.
Yeah.
Percentage on percentage. Well, yeah, I mean, it's all compound interest, right? Yeah.
Look at that channel.
Reinvesting your dividends and reinvesting everything. All right, yeah, that's I don't like this. It's a little overbought. I did try to scalp puts around here. I did get taken out. Yeah, I should have held on to them, but anyway, Netflix ran like this because they announced that they're gonna increase their subscriber cost across 2 of their plans. I'm actually not sure how much this is gonna affect their revenue. You know, people, if they see the price going up, this could actually negatively impact consumer sentiment and people could start dropping Netflix subscriptions. There are many alternatives, especially these pirated free sites. So we have to see. Netflix just needs more deals, more content. They need more good news. I did say they need a catalyst to run about a week ago, and that was the catalyst, right? I fully expect Netflix to actually come straight back down and first of all find support. I'm gonna
Jesus.
go over here.
This
Right.
is-
Yeah, that doesn't happen. That's ridiculous. That's just FOMO. This is the real run that should have happened. It should have. That's a little more understandable. I
yeah.
think if we break down below 494, we're actually going straight back to 479, right? Or we might find support around that little channel, but don't count on it. All right.
Yeah.
I don't think this is enough for Netflix to run. That's just a huge overreaction that was met with a correction immediately. Going forward, you guys can probably I would grab like, if you guys want to be bullish on Netflix, let it retrace a little bit and then grab 500 to even 520s 2 or 3 weeks out. This is one of the few stocks that shouldn't be too affected by the election. But I mean, if the entire market does dip because of COVID, this will come right down with it just because everyone will start pulling money out of the market. So money coming out of stocks is going to be less about the actual stock and more about people's fear and capital preservation tactics. So just watch out for that. We can do Zoom.
While on Zoom.
All right, Zoom has a tendency to pop in the morning and dump shortly after. Yeah, Zoom is back to its old levels. We have 560s for next week, right? I picked them up at close. So my plan for Zoom is simply to catch it on the next pop and get rid of it immediately. I don't see the stock going back even past 520 immediately. It might run there in the morning and then dump again, but I just want to catch it, run up. It always tends to run in the morning. Very few times does Zoom, if you guys are looking at all these days, there's very few times Zoom dumps first thing in the morning, right? Like, just play the patterns, right? So pop, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. We have mostly pops, right? Mostly pops in the morning.
Yeah.
So right there. Get rid of it early, right? Because if it pops in the morning and then it dumps again and you hope for it to go up, you're going to only make maybe half of what you would have made had just gotten on the first pop. It's better to get out early with profit than to back hold and then hope it goes up and then lose and break even or even lose money on your premiums, right? We do have next week's contracts, but it's still, our strike price is a little far out. So just watch out for that. Yeah, anything, if we do pop in the morning, let's say we pop past this level and we kind of start to dump, we should retrace back down to here immediately. If we pop all the way to 521, wait for it, grab puts, scalp it down to there. If we pop to 506, then grab puts and scalp it down to here or even down to there, right? Those targets are there for a reason. Zoom loves these levels and always tends to find support at them at any time in the day. But yeah, it's oversold, has two major gap downs, right? This was not as dramatic as SPY was. So this is almost $70. Yeah, it's almost $70 drop, $69 drop. So that's a lot of value for company to lose. I do expect this gap to be filled and eventually make our way back up to here. All right. Next is Beyond. I've not played Beyond since. All right.
Yeah.
So if you guys can see this chart, and I'm sure you guys can see the price is going down. All right. Until we see signs of a reversal, there's no reason to play this stock. I think they have earnings coming up soon. That might be the next catalyst for it. But this is, if you guys look, there's
11.9.
nothing that looks bullish about this, right? The only thing that can be bullish about the stock is that it is oversold. RSI is 35, so it's approaching that oversold level on the daily. But other than that,
Massive head.
Yeah.
Clear my screen.
Stock has a lot of work to do. Yeah, there's nothing bullish right now about the stock. I'd stay away from it. Yeah. All right.
GM.
GM.
GMGI. Golden Age.
GMGI. So it's a penny stock, isn't it?
Not doing it. I'll do it though,
All right.
but long term.
What is this ticker? GMGI.
Looks ready to. Yeah, I've heard of this before. I think I've played this in the
Golden
past.
Matrix.
Looks ready to break out. It's not the most ridiculous thing to look at. Looks ready to break out. I just don't really know what the catalyst behind the stock is. I'm not sure what they do. I don't remember. If you guys play penny stocks, this is not really a penny stock. I consider penny stocks things under $1, and the standard definition is that anything under $5 is a penny stock. But if you guys want to play this, you're gonna have to catch it on a run. Anything above 6.15 looks good. Use your fib lines to find targets, right? Or just go back in time. Yeah, I'm not even sure if they have options, but if you guys go and heavy with the stock, just take profits early, right? It tends to dump a lot more than it tends to run, right? So watch out for the patterns. There's not much going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are really good at watching level 2 and time and sales if you want to scalp penny stocks as you're about to run. Yeah, just don't just buy and hope for it to go up, because stock is a little expensive for it to run that many dollars at once. So the profit margin probably isn't as good as the risk. The risk reward ratio is a bit off right here. Be careful. All right, well, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys pre-market. We'll make some decisions based on our calls, depending on how futures shape up in the morning.
Where
It's
do
Friday.
you think to see the actual futures?
So futures, you can just type in on Thinkorswim, it's /ES, /ES. There's the S&P 500 futures. NQ is for the NASDAQ, and YM is for the Dow. If you type
Depending
in,
on what brokerage you're with, they're different, slightly different.
Right. Yeah, on the iPhone, it's ES equals F, NQ equals F, etc. On TradingView, just type in NQ and exclamation point, and you'll find futures. Right. It's all there. And market-wide, they're everywhere.
Yep. Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, every site, CNBC, all those sites. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys pre-market. Have a good night.
Nice, brother.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Only this down channels deep.
Yeah, no, it's super deep. You know what? Pull up the what time frame is this?
This is a 1 hour.
1 hour. Let's see the 4 hour. Yeah, you read my mind. Perfect. Oh wow, yeah, it did break. So
It
look, the
broke.
last,
It broke below.
yeah, and look where support was. Like the previous support, what is that? 140.
140.
Just above 140. So this is gonna be next support, right? Catch a bounce here, you think?
Yeah, 146. If we fall below this, we're coming straight to COVID levels.
They got good catalyst today, right? Late this afternoon, this evening.
Boeing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had some news. Yeah, they
Yeah,
had
but
some.
it dumps it right after.
Yeah, it
Dude,
did.
see this W right here?
Yep, there's the double bottoms we talked about.
This is usually bullish. When you double bottom and bounce, you usually buy when it.
You buy here, right around here. This would have been the confirmation igniting bar. You would have got in here. Boom, rode that up. Always wait for that confirmation after this red double bottom. Boom, and
Oh, you're not
sell.
drawing.
Oh no, I'm just. Oh, they
Oh.
can't. Oh, they can't see my eraser.
No.
Oh shit.
I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
Oh, yeah. So right here. So here's your double bottom, right? Here's your confirmation bar. Boom. You want to get in right at entry, few cent above here. Stop loss below this low, and then you ride this trade on up. Exit at the first sign, right around here, and you're out.
You usually want to exit at the length of the left
Right.
side of the W.
Yeah, you use this. Yep, the original bottom as a guide, because normally it pulls up either up to 3/4 of the length or the full length. Yep,
That's a pretty nice run, huh?
that's a super nice one. That was that move I was kind of bummed about. Boeing missing. What's this? I seen this and I wanted this.
That was a almost $3 move. Yeah, 2%. I would pay on BL.
Man, that would have printed, dude, on Boeing. Would have printed.
Yeah, look at this.
Look at this fake one. Look at this fault. You seen what they tried to do here? Do you see here? Look at this. You see what they tried to fake out here? See this?
Yeah,
Broke down.
yeah. They're basically making bear flags.
Yeah.
And that's the market makers doing
You
that
you
stuff,
get
right?
in right here. You think it's gonna go up to this level, and then they dump it on you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's market makers just playing games. Piton, I'll do the last one on Piton here. Piton has earnings. I think. Let's see. Yeah, their earnings is the 5th. I don't know why their premium is so jacked. Today their premium was like
Yeah. See. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
700. Yeah. Yeah.
Any
If it,
gaps? No gaps. No.
no gaps. If it falls below this level, we're coming straight
Oh, wait,
down
gap.
to
I spotted a gap.
where?
Let me draw it.
Well, there's a gap here.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Right there.
Yeah, I
When you
thought you
guys-
meant. I thought you meant like a gap.
No.
When you guys talk about filling the gap, what does that mean? I'm not following that.
It means price action has to fill the level, so it left a hole here. And see how there's no price. None of this has filled this zone right here. That zone where this hole is right there. Yeah, it's sloppy, but you get my point. That hole right there where that yellow circle is.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, well, he just zoomed in, but yeah, right here. This has not been filled with price action. No price action here yet.
Right.
We don't count to the right. We only look to the left. None of this matters anymore. Pre-gap. Now we got price action that needs to fill this level. So price action potentially at some point in time needs to come down and fill this level, and it will at some point in time. We just don't know when.
All right, guys, we had a minute. I'm gonna
Okay,
upload
so
this on
the
YouTube.
stock's gonna come back down to like the 112.36 range.
It has to come fill this gap at some point in time.
Some point in
Yes.
time. Yes.
Okay, got it.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
All
All
right,
right,
guys.
thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
No
Yep.
problem. Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Casa, hop in chat 2 seconds.
Yep, got you.